All right, I do think the car, I don't know, recording in the car has a special thrill to it because it's like none of our other podcasts we do could we suddenly die in a horrific accident.
I guess so. If that's
It's got
thrilling.
that edge to it where it's like we could die right now, and
So-
that makes it exciting, honestly. That's why I didn't like the library, too safe.
Yeah, you haven't really been liking any of the podcasts, I feel like. And I can kind of see in your eyes, if I look close, that you want there to be more danger.
Yeah, if you could just like, it doesn't have to be in frame, but like a loaded gun on the table.
Loaded gun on the table.
Just off to the side, just to raise the stakes a little bit.
A pulled back bow and arrow.
Yeah. And archers at the ready.
Yeah, a whole team of archers.
If there's just a sniper trained on me the entire episode, I promise you I will be funnier.
That's what I'm talking about.
But anyways.
Maybe a bomb ticking down.
Yeah, a bomb strapped to my
Not
chest.
like...
People are going to be like, God, she gained a lot of weight, but it's really a bomb strapped to my chest.
And I mean, it's not going to tick down to 0 during the episode. Like, we'll give ourselves enough time. It'll just be like an 8-hour, it's going to go off in 8 hours. And by then, someone will disarm it,
Yeah.
Somebody will Mission Impossible it.
Yeah.
But just for the thrill.
Definitely.
But for now, all we have is the car.
Yeah. Well, the car's still pretty good. A lot more people die from cars a year than bombs in America. I don't know about other countries, but in America, I'm pretty sure way more car deaths than anything.
Yeah, dying in a car death is so...
Car deaths are the only ones I've seen. I've never seen, like, another body on the street, but from a car accident.
I would feel so disappointed if I died in a car. I would be like, man...
Yeah, me too.
Nobody's even going to notice. It's going to be such a common thing.
Oh, he died in a car accident. Oh, fucking my dad too, loser. Get an original... My dad hung himself. It's like, that one's kind of cool.
Yeah. Has more panache.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking on times whenever cutting hit like cold water on a summer day, like just like that kind of, that 3 a.m. water, you get up whenever you're thirsty in the middle of the night, your mouth is fucking dry, and then you go and you drink water out of the tap because there's no other water in the house and it still fucking hits.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're the best, I think, in my mind, feeling time that I cut myself was I got written up at school for PDA because my boyfriend put my hand under the table and touched his donk, and so the teacher saw, so I got in trouble, and I got written up, and so I was really angry, and I asked if I could leave the class. No, actually, no. I left to go to the office. When they called me to the office, I brought my cutting stuff with me.
Why were you angry?
Because I was angry and anxious and scared, and I felt bad.
Well, you knew like why you were in trouble, right? You didn't think they were in the wrong for.
No, I knew why I was in trouble, but like I didn't put my hand there. Like he grabbed my hand and moved it there.
Oh.
So like it was like I didn't even. It wasn't
that sucks.
It wasn't my idea.
That sucks.
Yeah. So, anyways, that happens, and I go to the office, and they kind of chew me out a little bit. I get in trouble. I get written up, and then
Did you throw them under the bus and tell them? What
No, I was just scared. I just said like basically, yes, ma'am, I'm sorry, and stuff like that.
Did it feel kind of maybe like you lose some of yourself when you don't stick up for yourself in a moment like that? And
I guess.
Say what it really was. And I guess I mean like self...
It was just like I really liked him.
Yeah, but...
So I didn't want to throw him under the bus because then he might get in trouble. And I didn't want him to get in trouble.
I mean, it was just the truth. It wasn't really throwing him under... The truth is just...
Yeah, whenever I'm in trouble, I freeze up. It's very hard for me to say anything. Like, my mind goes blank and all that. Like, the teacher asked me to stop talking one time, and I cried. She was like, you could talk, Jesus. No, but, yeah, it just, like, really shakes me whenever I get in any sort of trouble. But, yeah, so then on the way back to class, because they pulled me out of class, I stopped by the bathroom, and I had, like, a really just cathartic cutting session.
Oof.
And then I went back to class.
So that was your best cut, you think?
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to hear about your worst cut. I don't think anyone else does, but.
Oh man.
But
Yeah.
what was it though?
Probably whenever I couldn't cut, and so I took an eraser, like a pink eraser, and I like burned the skin off of my arm with it.
Yeesh.
Yeah, it hurt, but it didn't feel like how I wanted it to feel. It didn't really scratch the itch.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit fucking sucked healing, because it's like all sticky and shit.
Oh.
It was awful. Here's Giddings, Texas.
Never met a square inch of Giddings that I liked.
Yeah, and fucking squared my inches, man. Remember we ate at that fucking Chinese place?
It was Thai. Aren't you Thai?
Yeah, I am Thai. That's why I have...
So you're Chinese now, I think.
Do you think they punished me? Like, we went to that Thai restaurant, and they were like, she's clearly part Asian, but she clearly is not embracing it. Mm-hmm. So we need to teach her a lesson about what her ancestors can do to her.
Yeah. Toss in the poison.
Yeah.
There's just like on the wall a skull with poison, and you press a button and a little bit comes out onto your food.
Yeah.
You're like, all right,
that's when I shit our bed.
You were like, oh shit, I shit the bed.
Yeah, I woke up and I was like I'm dead asleep. I wake up, realization hits. Oh shit, I shit the fucking bed. I ran to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And I was laying on my back, which I never sleep on my back, but apparently I was like, I better get on my back so I can get full shit contact to this bed. I always sleep on my stomach or my side.
Normally you would have just did the one, like the Old Faithful, you know?
Which is what?
Like it's a geyser, I believe. And it just...
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like a faithful technique to shit the bed, and I was like, I don't know about this. You about to drop some knowledge on me. There's an old faithful way to shit the bed that I can trust.
I don't have a lot of faith.
Yeah.
But I do know about not just like a geyser, like a hot spring or like a geyser like shooting up out of.
No, every other time I've shit the bed, it's been on my stomach, so I can just kind of like a worm wriggle over to the other side of the bed without turning over.
Yeah, you're acting like a worm, all right.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes human beings, you know, we do such gnarly shit. I started to think maybe we didn't come from apes because they're better than us.
What? They fuck frogs.
On purpose, though. They're not.
Who's fucking a frog on accident?
Are they shitting themselves in bed?
They don't have beds, motherfucker.
In tree?
Yeah, I'm sure they shit in their sleep.
But in this way, where it's like, or do they only shit? Like, do you really think they shit?
You think apes never get diarrhea? You think they never get like food poisoning? You don't think they?
I don't think they try pad thai.
Eat a bad banana?
I think no. I think they know bananas. I think they can recognize that a good banana.
I don't think that apes are cleaner than us. I'm gonna hot take here: monkeys are not cleaner than human beings. Now, we're more corrupt, absolutely, but...
Your bowels were corrupt after that pad thai and Giddings.
Giddings shit on my pussy. Gotta get a mud flap for this thing.
That'd be a good Google review. Pad thai corrupted my bowels. 1 star.
Yeah. Pad thai corrupted my bowels. Had to install mud flaps on my pussy lips to stop the shit from going inside me.
Install sounds like almost like you
had to go get it done.
I had to get my hard drive reinstalled after that pad thai.
That shit was rough, but it was me and my mom's birthdays, so
happy birthday
to fucking me. I got food poisoning for my birthday this year.
What do you want next year? Cholera?
I told you, man, I want them little Cinnabon things from Taco Bell. I want a big box. It's like $6.99 or some crazy shit.
That's right.
And if you love me, you'll foot the bill.
This is the second time I think you've asked for it.
Yeah, I'm dead ass serious. You think I'm joking? Those things are delectable.
No, I know. I'm just saying that It's so far away still.
My birthday? Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Oh. I'm getting old. No, I know. You're older. You're dying. But, like, it's...
I'm not dying.
But, you
You're
know...
gonna be dying soon if you don't act right.
Just fucking keep your eyes on the road, man. We were gonna put headphones on you.
I'm serving swerves pretty soon if you don't.
Oof. Swerve. But, shit, what else? I'm just thinking about the Cinnabon Delights at Taco Bell now. God damn, they're good.
They bust in your mouth, and it's so...
it's the
you
best.
fall in love with them right then. You want to have their babies.
It's the best bust I've ever had in my mouth. Don't take it personally, but shit, man, they're good. If we just... You gotta, like, dip your dick in cinnamon, and you're like, it's a Cinnabon Delight. Oh, he dying.
Get that, like...
Cinnamon went up his dick, and so he's coughing.
Get that synergism from out of the balls.
Yeah.
And then you can, sell that as lube.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would assume you can use toaster strudel icing to fuck.
It's gotta be more, like, flavored blowjob sauce.
Yeah. Well, they make that already. But also, did you ever, when I was eating toaster strudels back in the day, every once in a while, I would eat a couple of toaster strudels with no icing so that I would have double icing for the next toaster strudels I ate. I'd be eating the plain ones, and I'm like, this isn't good, but it's worth it.
Wow. Hell no, man.
Is that fat shit?
Absolutely, but... Of course it is.
Or taking the filling out of your Oreos and eating some dry Oreos so you can have one Oreo with 6 fillings.
Your indulgence is very, like, it's based on, like, a moment. You want to have, like, a special moment.
Yeah, like when I save all of my shrimp from my Chinese food till the end, and then at the end I have a big bite of all the scrimp.
Well, you don't like more shrimp during the meal like everyone else?
Nah, man, I will eat a whole bowl of just plain ass noodles so I can have one big bite of the shrimp.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, I had a couple of shrimps throughout. It's just less shrimps. Like 3 bites of noodles, half a shrimp. 3 more bites, half a shrimp. And then by the end of it, I've eaten like 3 or 4 shrimp. But also, I still have like 8 shrimp.
Yeah.
Now, if there's a lot of shrimp in the meal, yeah, I'll just eat it throughout. But they gave me 13 shrimp in a big old styrofoam tray with a shit ton of noodles. So I was like, you know what? Not enough shrimp for there to be enough shrimp in every bite I take. But if I just have some shrimpless bites, then I will have a huge bite of shrimp at the end. And that will satisfy me.
Do you have a word for... Maybe is there a word for maybe the payoff, the cum shot,
seeking
the
dopamine.
Money shot?
Oh, the payoff. Yeah, the busting a bite, busting a glut, because I'm being gluttonous.
Yeah. No, but I mean like you tell me a verb. I mean like the noun for what that moment is, what that food is in that moment. That's the payoff,
Yeah. The mouthgasm.
That's better. Mouthgasm's not bad.
Yeah.
Because you do sandwiches, you do it with obviously the Crunchwrap Supreme.
Mhm.
It's built for it.
Yeah. Yeah, when I eat sandwiches, I might have said it before, but...
Hey, what if we make sandwiches that are, like, in that...
Uncrustables, that's what those are.
No. Well, okay, but I'm saying that, like, it's a restaurant that serves all kinds of sandwiches that all build to one bite at the end. So, like, the middle bite is the mouthgasm.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you're supposed to eat the sandwich
And circular,
from
like
the
I
outside
do.
in,
Yeah.
and then they get a big.
Check it out though.
Mhm.
I eat sandwiches from the outside in, and I leave like a little sandwich core
Right.
that I can then eat. But apples, I eat side to side. I eat like one side of the apple, and then I eat the core and the part around it, and then I eat the last half of the apple. And the last half of the apple is just pure apple, and it's great. And I know I could just have pure apple the whole time by not eating the core.
Yeah. You've given yourself this horrible,
Oh, God,
really
I'm,
like meat to the sandwich
I'm
is
retarded, dude. I'm like mentally ill, I think.
just so you can have some just apple.
It makes the apple better when you eat the core, because you have to kind of get through that shitty part, and then after that, the
You
apple
don't have
apple
to get
is
through that shitty part. That's the
No,
whole point.
but
You don't
listen.
have to get through that shitty part.
Listen, it builds character through the like apple.
Who wants that kind of character build, man?
That's why I'm funny. Because I put myself through bad things that I don't need to. I don't know. Maybe it's because like I think I deserve it. Like not heating up food and stuff. And then forcing
Right.
myself to eat apple cores, forcing myself to eat
I've
noodles
eaten-
with no other shit
I've eaten
on it.
Chef Boyardee with you cold out of like solidarity.
Yeah.
It does make you feel like you have a mental illness.
I always feel like I have a mental illness.
But there is something to say, I think, also about when you do heat up Chef Boyardee. Although it is a more pleasant, temperature and it feels better. It's I feel like you taste it less.
Yeah,
I actually feel like there's more flavor.
it's like a
when
nice
it is cold.
gazpacho.
I feel
You
like
know,
a
you're
lot
supposed
of,
to best served cold. I
Italian
put mine on
pasta.
ice.
You're Chef Boyardee.
Yeah,
Chef Boyardee.
in a champagne glass on ice.
Yeah.
If I ever make it,
Ooh, what about with some like shrimp cocktail in there?
fuck, dude, Chef Boyardee with scrimps.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, that'd be so good.
All right. You could have a food truck, right? And it's just your like fucked up things. Chef Boyardee shrimp cocktail. Yo, you know people are gonna be.
It has -2 Michelin stars. It's like, y'all have never given negative ratings before. They're like, nothing ever called for it before like this.
What I like about Chef Boyardee is he put his name on it, man.
Yeah.
He was proud of that. He said, "Hey, I cooked these raviolis.
Yeah. I'm just
It's
thinking.
my recipe."
Sorry, I was thinking about the food truck thing. Also,
Yeah.
like, yeah, we can't steal Mr. Boyardee's recipe. That's his family heirloom. But then, like, I could serve fruit, and then, like, the health inspector comes. They're like, why are they eating the little bit of peel that's left on this piece of mango? And I'm just like, it's not that much. It's not that much. You don't need to waste the meat on the peel. You could just eat that little bit of peel. It's not that bad. It
Wow.
makes the rest of the mango better because the rest of the mango doesn't have peel in it. So you have that peel bad taste in your mouth, and then you get to eat pure mango, and you're like, this is even better now that I just had that shitty thing in my mouth.
All right. What if now? I know this is gonna sound crazy. What if you just ate the mango?
But listen, sometimes whenever you cut up a mango, there's a little piece of peel left on that piece of the mango.
Well, congratulations to it. You know.
A lot of people will not eat that little piece of peel. They'll cut it off, or they'll eat around it. You know? Wasteful.
You know what? That's fine.
I'm just saying, my philosophy.
It's not wasteful. You know why? Because you know who's gonna eat that? Some bacteria, some microbe. You're stealing from the microorganisms.
Good. Fuck them. Fucking vultures. Little fucking moochers. Microorganisms. Do they have a goddamn job? They've never worked a day in their fucking life. All right.
They're small.
They are small. But
Respect where respect is due.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we get a house, and then we could have a compost bin with worms. Check it out. And you feed the worms all your peels and like meat and like food waste.
Yeah.
And then the worms eat it, and then they shit, and then that makes really good fertilizer for plants. So you can use dirt out of the compost pile, and that really helps your plants grow better because there's nutrients from the poo. And also, you can sell the worms.
So worm shit is good for plants.
Absolutely.
And what is worm shit?
Dirt.
I mean, is it dirt or is it shit?
It's shit. Fertilizer. It's fertilizer.
Okay, but it's shit, right?
Yeah. But it's so small, like, it looks like dirt.
I mean, so does shit.
True. But yeah, it fertilizes the dirt. And then, like I said, you can put them in a little container you got earlier from some food you ordered and bring them to the worm store. And the worm man will look and he'll go, "Those are some fine worms. Let's put them on the scale." And then he's like, "Here's $7."
Mm.
And then he sells the worms to fishermen. And the fishermen are like, "Those are some fine worms." And they're like, "Let's put them on the scale. $8, please."
Man, you can have like a...
He's made $1. And then the fishermen go and they eat their delicious worm lunch.
Yeah.
Like spaghetti.
Yeah, that's what fishermen are. They're half fish, half men.
Yeah.
And
they eat worms.
they eat worms, as a side dish. It goes great with... what else do fish eat? Other fish?
Yeah. They have their favorite candy, Worm's Original. You're trying not to laugh?
It's...
You did it was obvious you hated it, and then, but you smiled a little bit, and then you went back to hating it, and then you smiled again.
I'm fighting.
Yeah. Come on, man. Worm's Original. It's good.
I mean, I like how much fun you're having, right? That's more...
I smoked.
All right.
I got to smoke a joint and drink an icy. I'm pretty happy.
Well, how would you feel if I talked to somebody who's never heard of the podcast, nothing, doesn't know anything about your comedy, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, "Oh, what's your podcast like?" "Oh, I do it with my girlfriend. She's a really funny comedian." "Oh, really? What's one of her jokes?" "All right, so we were talking about how she likes to eat." "All right, is Worm's Originals?"
And then be like, "What's her Instagram?"
Yeah, they follow you. They block me. They buy all of.
It is
our
true because
tickets.
it's like they're like, "What's your Instagram?" To Worm's Original, because shit, people are like, that potato thing is your favorite joke of mine, and I really don't think it's my best joke. I think I have a lot of better jokes than me being fat. Basically, I mean, some of them are about me being fat also, but they're better.
It's really weird how it's based on one or two jokes.
Yeah.
They are they will say you are the best, the next best comedian. You are, and I'm thinking, wow. Yeah, they're right.
Thank you.
But also, from just that.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
I guess you can tell too that she's, but wow.
It's very nice, for sure. But, I guess I take it with a grain of salt because I see a lot of comics that I think are not good at all getting comments like that, oftentimes more than mine, just because they're a little bit famous or whatever. So I kind of, while I appreciate it and it's very nice that many people think that, it's also I don't want it to go to my head because it's I know I can still get better and be better than what I am.
Yeah.
I still have a very long way to go.
Yeah, that's good. people don't know anything about like what it really takes to become a comedian.
A lot of it, like, honestly, a huge amount of it is just how much they like you. It's much different from, like, doing music or anything, or dance, or any sport, because no matter how charismatic you are, no matter how likable you are, if you are not skilled at that thing, it doesn't matter. If you're tone deaf but everybody loves you, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be a singer, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like with comedy, the line is so blurred in
People
between.
can actually just love you.
Yeah, they can just love you and just think you're funny because they love you, because it's weird how humor is like that, but the more you like somebody, the funnier you're going to think they are.
Yeah, so if you can be loved enough, you can kind of skip the having to be funny part.
Absolutely.
But if you have enough of the being lovable,
yeah,
then it makes everything else a little easier. Well, probably a lot easier.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope I'm lovable. Obviously not to everybody. Especially not me, but but no. I feel like I'm not that much of an asshole. Nothing I say is with malice. Like, I never actually hate groups I'm talking about, or, you know, anything like that.
Oh, so what are these groups you hate? You
Homeless
spew hate
women.
speech about?
Homeless women. And homeless women. No, not. I guess I made a joke about, like, being white trash, like white trash people, and yeah, I don't know. Making fun of human trafficking. I think people can tell I don't actually support human trafficking.
No, I'm anti-human trafficking myself.
Yeah, me too. Let them go. What if we wake up tomorrow and in the news, like, every human trafficking victim has been freed?
I think we do have that pull.
It's funny.
What if you went to the cops and you're like, you guys, you have to follow me. There's a kidnapping, right?
Yeah.
And they get there and there's a boy asleep.
I knew that's where it was going.
But I'm saying, what if you did that, though?
Oh, if you actually, like, what would the real world consequences be? So wasting the police's time? I think they can sue you.
I think, for me, like, part of what makes it funny is that
there's real consequences.
Well, no, is that it's so everyone does kind of see it coming, but you can, but there's no way he's actually gonna. Yep, he really did. He really brought us to
a kidnapping.
A boy sleeping. A kidnapping. Do you don't think any of the cops would start laughing?
Maybe one. The cool one. There's usually a cool one in the group.
Yeah.
The rest are assholes, but there's usually, like, one chill guy.
He starts laughing, and then the rest of the cops start beating the shit out of him.
Yeah. I love that video of that guy who's, like, yelling at the cops. I think they were, like, harassing him or something, and, like, they didn't have any reason to. And it's, like, a group of, like, 5 cops. And he's like, I didn't do anything. You don't have a crime to ID me from. You don't have reasonable suspicion. Fuck you. You got in my fucking face. You yelled at me. You're alright, man. You didn't do anything. But fuck you and how you treated me. You're cool, bro. Like, he just keeps going back to the one cop, and he's like, you alright, though? He's chill. Y'all need to be more like him. You know, he felt cool as fuck at the end of the day. Like, the other cops might be mad at him, like, why didn't you back us up? But in his head, he's just like, a black guy said I was cool.
Oh, that is the best.
In front of all of my other colleagues, and told them that they need to be more like me.
That is the best.
Yeah. Honestly.
I knew at a young age that being called cool by a black guy felt great.
Yeah.
My
thing I usually get called is real.
Yeah.
Which also feels fantastic.
When I was in first grade, my dad, like, good friend from work, would come over.
Yeah.
And they played games, and he called me Mr. Cool for some reason. I was kind of a witty kid, but it felt so much better because he was black. And I was only
hits different.
I was only in first grade. but I already
Yeah.
knew. You know, nobody tells you as a 6-year-old that black people are cool, but you fucking know.
Yeah. They don't have like they said on Theo Vaughn's podcast, they don't have a lot of shoes made by white people.
That's funny.
There's not a lot of cool shoes, you know.
By anybody else.
Nobody's wearing the Bruce Willis 11s, you know.
Not just it's by any other race of it,
The Michael Phelps flippers.
Nah. Yeah, that's true. By any other race, any gender.
Yeah.
Black men have the shoes that belong to you locked down.
Yeah.
There are some soccer players
Really.
that have like their signature.
But they're obviously not as popular as Jordans.
No way.
I used to have some LeBrons.
You did?
Yeah. With the Velcro.
When did you have LeBron James sneakers?
After Colby grew out of them.
Oh.
Because Colby's a sneakerhead like that.
Oh, really?
He identifies as a sneakerhead, which I think is cringe, but whatever. Sneakerhead is just a way to say that you steal money from your family whenever they're not around.
You sneak that cash.
Yeah.
Sneak around.
But, yeah. And I think part of the reason it feels so much better whenever black people compliment you is because for the most part, they're fairly blunt. You know?
Yeah.
Like, usually they're very honest, more so than white people. White people are, like, really fake a lot of the time. And if they don't like you, they'll say it, you know? They don't do the whole flattery thing as much.
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. I think yeah, definitely. I think most comedians like black people better as crowd members and as fans because there is nothing a lot of the time fake about it. They're like white people will tell you they like you even though they don't because I'm being supportive. I want to be supportive of the artists and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, black people don't do that as much.
Yeah.
Can you press accept on the map?
Safe driver.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think white women are the
Worst.
the opposite as far as if they tell you that you're funny or that they like your
White women will despise your guts and then say that you're doing great.
Yeah. I see you like people's Instagram posts all the time that you'll be like, I'll see you talking shit. You'll tell me a picture, be like, fuck this bitch. And then I'll see you like
Yeah.
double tap and like it. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, well, they might not book me if I don't. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it.
I mean,
I've liked someone's post.
Comedy in general. I think it's less to do with me being a woman.
No, it's
more
not,
to do with me
just,
being a comic.
It's not
Comics
just
do
women.
it to everyone.
I've liked the post and gotten the show from it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about like doing a show or anything.
Yeah.
They were just like complaining about something, and then I liked it, and they're like, "Oh, you want to do the show?" It's like, "Whoa."
Yeah. I've seen people leave like heartfelt comments on other people's shit and then talk to that comic one-on-one and they're like, yeah, I don't even like this person, I hate them.
It's crazy.
Or like tell me rumors about them. It's like, I don't do that. Like, I don't know, it's one thing for you and me to privately, like, you're like my diary. I tell you shit that I don't tell anybody else.
Yeah.
And you do the same with me, so it's like a trust thing.
Yeah.
But like it's not like, I don't think it's gossip if it's with someone you trust and who you genuinely know won't tell other people. It's still gossip, but it's not like, I don't know, it's not like toxic gossip.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I think it's a little bit, if we have any irrational hatred.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, this person didn't really do anything to me personally, but what they stand for and who they are
Yeah.
bothers me so much. I need to share it with someone, but I can't like hold it against them because like, okay, oh, you hate them, why? Because they compliment people on their Facebook posts. It's like, yeah, I hate them. I hate their guts for that. You can't tell anyone that that's how you are.
Yeah, no.
You seem like a hater.
Yeah.
Which you are.
I am absolutely a hater, but
And so am I.
I realize it's pretty, you and I just happen to both be haters, and
Yes.
it doesn't bother each other because we know how it feels. But I don't go around hating to other people because that's like negative and
We're not
shitty.
trying to really spread the hate. We don't really try
We're
to
just
convince
trying to
other
work.
people.
We're just trying to work through it.
Yeah.
Express it in a way that doesn't hurt them.
Yeah. Just trying to not go crazy. Because sometimes something will piss me off so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I crazy? Am I the one that's wrong? Is
It's
something
all
wrong with
yeah.
me?
It's also validating in a way where it's like we both know it's irrational, but sometimes it's like the same person will just be like, ugh.
The thing is, though, if you tell other people about certain things like that,
Yeah.
you ever notice how so-and-so on Facebook,
They'll try to take the high road a lot of the time.
a lot of the time they'll be like, oh, it doesn't bother me,
Yeah.
But sometimes they really understand, and that's when you got a friend.
Yeah.
That's the real way to find your friends.
Yeah. Like I'll be like, oh, I don't like this person because they did X and Y, and they're always like Z, and they're like, oh well, they're just trying their best,
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. And it's like, I just described to you that they were being actively shitty. And you're just like, oh, well, I mean, they've done a lot for me.
I love that one.
Yeah, they've done so much for me. And it's like, all right, you don't think John Wayne Gacy volunteered at his church?
Yeah.
He did so much for us. He still ate people. But not ate, sorry, that's Dahmer. He should have eaten them. Then his special would have more views. But anyways, you still killed people. Shitty people can still be good to you.
Yeah, it's so selfish. Whenever somebody is racist or anything, oh, well, I've never seen it, and they've always been nice to me.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about right now. Ooh, could you accept that one too? Alright, just back to the original.
Nice. But yeah, that's ugh. Same thing whenever you have shitty parents, but they're charismatic around other people, or like, they're able to really put on like a polite face.
Yeah.
They'll tell you, "Oh, well, they're not that bad." I've never seen them get angry.
A lot of the time it comes hand in hand, a really bad personality with the ability to charm people.
Yeah. Cuz you have to charm them to get them into your life.
I'm probably one of those people.
What? That you're
I can charm people,
Yeah.
but if you get to know me, like I'm not like I got faults, yo.
I mean, yeah, we all got faults. I think I too have faults, but for the most part, they don't harm other people.
Yeah.
It's one thing if your fault is like, okay, you're disorganized. It doesn't affect very many people other than you. Maybe in some rare instances, it's slightly inconveniencing to somebody else.
Well, thank you, baby. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I will always bring this up now anytime you're mad at me for being messy, and I'll be like,
Alright, motherfucker, I live with you. So, it does affect me. But, anyways, I'm saying, like, around, like, friends and shit.
Well,
but if your fault...
I'm not actually going to do that. I'm just kidding.
If your fault is, like, molesting kids... I mean, that's a hell of a thing to call a fault, first of all.
It's more than a whoops.
Yeah. Whoopsie, touch daisy. But, that's bad. Or if it's, like, lying... and like not paying people for shows are your faults.
Oh, nah, that's worse. I'm not like, yeah, that's worse.
Or being a flake. I think being a flake is a fault that is legitimately bad. Like to have.
Doesn't get enough punishment.
Yeah, That's the thing. That's the thing that's so frustrating about it, is that when someone is a flake, they always have an excuse. So you can't call them out without them saying you're an asshole. And
Yep.
it's like, you know that they're lying.
But it's like the certain people. It's like, how do you have so many excuses all the time?
Yeah.
There's no chance. What? So what? You only get sick, and only you can't get out for work.
Yeah.
And only you. Like,
Yeah,
we all
only,
have jobs.
only you can't get out of work. Only you.
That's my favorite one. I couldn't get off of work. Is my favorite.
Yeah.
Excuse.
I would call into work for comedy shit.
You're not supposed to agree to the gig until you get off work.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you can get off work before you agree to take it. You can't, at the last second, be like, "Oh, I couldn't get off of work."
Yeah. I mean, there were rare instances where that would happen to me, where it's like, okay, I'm the opening manager this day, and the general manager is off work and he's out of town, and the closing manager didn't come in, and I have to stay. Like, shit like that would happen sometimes.
Then you can't have that kind of job
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
and do comedy.
Yeah. So that's why I don't think I ever remember canceling any shows because of it. I'm just saying that's a thing that would happen to me sometimes, and I would have different plans like that night.
But that's the thing. You'd still figure it out. You'd figure it out somehow. You wouldn't just flake because
Yeah.
you fucked up.
I think one time I did, like, I think I paid another manager to come in who was off that day. But yeah, it does suck. Like, if you really care about comedy, you do have to shift your whole life around it. Because it's like, you can't have a job where you are on, like, a set schedule like that. I mean, like, unless you remote work, you can manage that probably. But any kind of, like, sit down job or retail I think is the worst job to have, like, as a comic. Like, I feel like being a bartender is okay, because I feel like they're looser with shifts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And bartenders don't really work that much a lot of the time, because they make so much off of tips they can just work 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah. Hey, baby. I'm getting kind of tired.
Okay.
Was that cool?
Yeah, we can stop.
All right.